through of the first part of chapter 2, which is section 2.1. So since we're at the beginning of the chapter, we're going to look at these chapter objectives. Remember that this is the goal for the end of the chapter. So look at them before you read, look at them during your reading through the chapter, look at them after. Make sure that you understand each of these 8 things. That will help guide you and make sure that you are grasping all of the key concepts. So, section 2.1, getting started. We got to identify a topic area that we want to research, right? This is all about helping you in this research process. And so, the first 2 steps of the research process is what this first section of the chapter is about. So, those first 2 steps are finding a research idea and then forming a hypothesis from that. So, finding that research idea. The first step is obviously to find a general topic that interests you. This process can be tedious if it's not something that truly interests you. So you want to find something that really you do want to learn more about. And so you're looking for those words and those phrases from some kind of topic or behavior or idea that you can search the existing research and literature on. And so that's that second part, is exploring previous research, so that you can kind of develop your idea, answer a question, find out where questions remain, find out what's already known and what isn't known on that topic, and kind of get an idea of what your question or idea is going to be, so that you can then form a hypothesis from that. So, the first part of this is obviously finding a topic. A lot of students and researchers and just people in general get uh, stressed about this step because they think, I don't even know where to start. It seems overwhelming. But the simple answer is you can find an idea anywhere, anytime. It's all around you. I know that doesn't really help a lot when you say it like that. So your text does a great job of providing you guys with possible sources that are very specific, so that you can have more of a guide to find these topics that interest you. And so that first part is finding personal interests, things that are you think are cool, things that interest you, things that you're curious about, things that make you say, I wonder why that is the way that that is, or that's really interesting. If you find yourself saying that about something, that is definitely something you should research. Because as I said, finding literature and research on a topic can take a lot of time, and it can feel very tedious and boring if it's not something that you're interested in. And so you need to find something that you want to learn more about. I mean, obviously, that is the cure for that boredom, is finding a topic that you actually want to read a lot about. Now, that may not complete. You could look at particular populations that you're curious about or that interest you, like elderly population, children, dogs, married couples, whoever. You could also look at specific behaviors. So maybe eating, sleeping, um, road rage, whatever it may be. Or it could just be a general topic, like autism or addiction, or depression, things like that. And so if any of those that I just said, or anything beyond that, triggered an idea that's something that interests you, then yes, do some more research on it and see if it's something that interests you and that you want to learn more about. Another way is to just casually observe. I said anywhere, anytime. You can literally just go look around you in your everyday life. It says people or animals, of course. So just the way they're behaving, why does this person react to the situation this way, but this person reacted a different way? What's the difference there? Why did they not react the same way? Or why did they not interpret the same event the same way? Things like that may generate an idea for you. Reports of others' observations. So that can come from academic sources and research that you read about, that you may say, oh, that's interesting that they did research on that. I'd like to do that too. Or it could come from more informal sources like magazines, newspapers, social media, things like that. When you do those informal sources, obviously a lot of times those are not academic or scientific. And so that may generate an idea where you say, I could study this in a more scientific way. And so that can be a great idea as well. Part of these academic materials also involves your textbooks, your courses that you've taken, this course, this textbook, anything. So if you are looking into your previous courses, think about what interested you from that, or what was your favorite course, or what was your favorite part of that course. Get the textbook, look through it. What was your favorite chapter? What was your favorite section of that chapter? Those kind of things. If you look back and you say, oh yeah, I forgot, that really interested me, I really kind of wanted to know more about that, you can use that as an idea to generate research topics. Let me, oh no, I already said that. Okay, we're good. Okay, so then the next two ways that you can have a source for research is those practical problems and then behavioral theories. The practical problems or questions, that's stuff you encounter in your daily life, things that drive you crazy, things that frustrate you, things that you say, man, I wish I knew how to solve this issue, or I wish there was a way to do this better. And so that can be a great way to look for research. They use the example of just where the buttons are in your car, so that you're not distracted when you're driving and trying to mess with the buttons on your car. So, just literally things that you encounter in your daily life. Now, when we're talking about solving practical problems, that is what applied research is. The things that we were talking about before, that is more of those, and on the other slide, that was more like basic research, because that's really, um, I may have lost audio. So if I did, then I apologize and I will get it back. Okay. So basic research is that idea that um, you're just gaining knowledge for its own sake, right? You're not necessarily applying it to a problem, but you can see how those two would actually overlap or could lead to one or the other. Maybe there's some applied research and they're applying it to a situation and you think, I want to know more about that, not necessarily to solve the problem, but to just gain more knowledge on it. That would be the basic research. Or maybe you're performing basic research to gain knowledge about something and it ends up being able to be applied to something, and that would be the applied research. So there's definitely some overlap, and one can definitely feed into the other. The last source of research is behavioral theories. That's testing predictions that are a part of a theory. So the idea is maybe there's a prediction that they made that you thought was interesting and you want to test that yourself. Maybe there's variables in previous research that interest you that you want to study more and find more research on. Or maybe it was just one of the variables they used and you want to see how that interacts with a different variable than what they did. Or maybe their prediction you didn't agree with, so you want to use the same variables, but you want to make a different prediction. All of those things are possible, and all of those things will generate ideas for research that you want to do. So this is kind of that knowledge check. There are these questions in your ebook. I would definitely recommend that you do those to make sure that you're understanding what you just read. Hopefully, from this one that was in your ebook, you gathered that the answer is, went too far, that the answer is observing behavior in a shopping mall is an example of casual observation. If that doesn't make sense to you, let me know, and I will help you out with that. But that is actually it for section 2.1. So we will move on to section 2.2 in another video, which is actually searching for that existing research on the topic that you hopefully gathered from this first video.